and let's get these guys on. And thanks for being with us. And as soon as I stop screwing up, we'll get everything rolling here. There we go. We're getting there. Sorry, guys. Oh, my God. Sorry. Bear with me, everybody. We'll get everybody on stage here. But, of course, our first episode here of the Mark Hoke Show late night. And we are very excited to be on for the first time here on Thursday nights. And there we go. I finally got the video rolling. Welcome to the KDAWN studios here in Las Vegas. I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us. We're going to be bringing some great pro wrestling stuff and a lot of surprises tonight. We're going to be doing things a little bit different than the show. And guess what? I can say the word fuck. I'm excited. But anyway, let's get this rolling here. First, let's bring in a man from Las Vegas. He is just one unbelievable man in the world of professional wrestling. I welcome in NJ Holiday. What's up?
What it do? Thanks for having me. It's good to be back on a late night version of the Mark Hoke Show, first of its kind, and we actually have the privilege and the opportunity to curse.
Yeah,
so we can have a curse off.
Yeah, we could.
Anything's off limits, no holds barred. The Mark Hoke Show late night slot. Like I said, you've been talking about this for months, and now it's here we are. Reality. It's in fruition now. So I'm excited to be here for the Mark Hoke late night edition. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and let's bring in good friend of the show from Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. Here he is, Stu Myrick. Everybody, Stu, what's up?
Man, you mean late? You do mean late night. You know it. You know it's after 10 p.m. here in the beautiful city of Austin.
That I do, but you're crazy enough to come on anyway. So it's all
that's
good.
True. That's true.
That's what I like to hear. So you from Austin?
Austin, by God, Texas, the home of the top-ranked Texas Longhorns.
Hey, I love me some Arch
Will
I love
be rolling into the Cotton Bowl this Saturday to take on those dastardly Oklahoma Sooners. It is 10:18 p.m. Central, and OU still sucks.
Hell yeah. No, I'm born and raised in Houston, so yeah, I grew up a Longhorn fan too. I was out there when Vince Young led them boys back from that they come back against the USC Trojans, Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush along with Pete Carroll. And Vince Young came back and they won that Rose Bowl under Mark Brown. So
I still get the hair standing on the back of my neck when I see that 4th and 5 for the national championship.
Yeah, and Vince Young ran that thing in, extended his arm, and got that touchdown. And here we are.
Whatever. We are Penn State.
Here we go.
And North Dakota State. Wasn't that a beautiful game, that NDSU game? Like I got to talk about that again real fast. God, we torched those guys. UND sucks so bad. The University of North Dakota, those evil goofballs from Grand Forks.
In-state rivalry, I see.
Yes, it was. The 113th
like what we got
edition.
Coming up in November.
Oh, yeah. You got a big one coming up.
Yeah, the rivalry's back.
Aggies, let's go.
Yeah, it's in College Station at Kyle Field. So,
like I said, being from Houston, I remember them Aggie days. Johnny Money Manziel was taking over.
I actually covered Johnny Manziel when he was in high school. Kerrville Tivy.
Okay.
So I used to do the radio here in Austin. There's a school called Lake Travis, Baker Mayfield's alma mater, and Garrett Wilson. And this was 2012, 2013. They faced Kerrville Tivy in the regular season and the playoffs, and Johnny Manziel, of course, was the starting quarterback for that team.
Hell yeah. You remember you covered Mike Evans while he was out there too?
I did.
Awesome.
I sure did.
Awesome.
Well, there you go. Now you guys are acquainted.
Yeah, we are.
I like
bonded.
Two Texans on the late night show of Mark Hoke. Let's get it.
All right, let's do it. So, guys, a pretty crazy early week in pro wrestling, to say the least. We're going to do some news first. We're going to talk about that. And then we've got a couple of fun things in store. There's one surprise that I have for the guys I didn't tell them about yet.
Uh-oh.
So brace yourselves, because we're going to have some fun with each other on that. And then tonight, the debut of the Pro Wrestling Time Machine Tournament. And you're asking, what is the Pro Wrestling Time Machine Tournament? Well, I'm not going to tell you yet. But when we get to it, be ready. And hopefully that music that I didn't modify it. And we'll blow our ears out a little bit, but it'll be okay. We'll fix that next week. But a lot of stuff going on in pro wrestling to kick things off. An interesting night on Monday Night Raw, guys. as to me, the two big things that happened. First, Gunther dumped Sami Zayn, and wasn't really surprised about that. But your thoughts on that? And should that match have been at Bad Blood? Stu, I'll give that to you first.
No, only because I don't think I love Sami Zayn to death. I don't think anybody expected him to win the title. And honestly, with what Triple H announced at Bad Blood with this Crown Jewel Championship, you got the champions facing each other. No, because they were already, promoting Cody versus Gunther and Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. So I'm fine with it being on Raw, and it was a good match. And I think there were a couple spots. It was kind of like, okay, well, they're trying to get people to think they might change the title, but like I said, I don't know too many people that really believe Gunther was going to drop the title.
Yeah, no way that was happening. NJ, what'd you think?
Yeah, to your question, I feel like just based off the pay-per-view they had before Bash at Berlin, where they had both world titles showcased with a match with Cody versus Kevin and Gunther versus Orton, I feel like they should have showed the same respect to Gunther and Sami, had them on the PLE. But I know why they didn't, and then I know you can agree with me, Rick, based off of Triple H knowing that this was going to be the first ever edition. Well, they're going back to the old format of Raw being 2 hours. He wanted to have a big marquee main event to have people tune in to watch this 2 hour concept of Raw. So for this one to draw them in, the main selling point was Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight Championship. So now, instead of you waiting 3 hours for that, now we want people to tune in, and on the second, at the halfway point of the second hour, we're going to start that championship match. So for me, I feel like just based off of respect to both titles being prestigious, it should have been on the PLE, but I know why they advertised it for Raw, which was going back to 2 hours, and he wanted people to tune in.
Yeah, it makes sense. The other thing that happened on there was Punk and Seth Rollins had a little confrontation slightly, but CM Punk said he's taking a break. I don't know. Phil's
sound like it.
Phil's tired after 3 matches.
I mean, his
rehab.
His current deal with WWE was already in the works of taking a break. That's what he's been doing anyways, ever since he came back. As far as like he'll show up on Raw 1 week, take 2 weeks off, come back the third week. So yeah, we're used to that. He's been doing that ever since he came back in January. Well, minus the injury.
Are you guys disappointed in that? I mean,
no.
Are we just gonna let CM Punk kick back until? I mean, God knows when. I mean, I would hope they at least get him on the Saturday Night's Main Event, but man, that's kind of crazy.
It's not as bad as Roman. Leading up to WrestleMania, I mean, he was showing up every couple months,
right?
Well, it's not quite that bad. I think they want CM Punk to be a special attraction,
right?
They're treating it, and not like Roman, not like Brock Lesnar for sure, but you don't want him on there every week either.
Every week, exactly. Because when he's advertised, now everybody's going to tune in because they haven't seen him in a while. So I agree with you on that.
Now I'm going to ask another Punk question. This is kind of a follow-up from Bad Blood, because after that match, we saw Drew McIntyre had his head half split open, pretty rough spot. But and I hate to sound like I'm being a jerk to Punk, but for a guy who is saying that you got to perform safely and you wouldn't let Jack Perry do the glass spot and everything else, Drew McIntyre just took a toolbox to the head and got 16 staples. Now, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, it's kind of like, Phil, you said you got to make sure we don't do anything that's going to hurt somebody. I mean, that's a pretty bad gash. Pretty bad gash. So does CM Punk get a little criticism coming back at him for a rather unsafe, unprotected spot? NJ, what do you think?
Rick's gonna laugh. I'm gonna say no, based off of the fact that, go back to January, McIntyre kind of like recklessly hit him with that DDT and tore his bicep or his tricep, whatever. He was out for like 6 months. So I feel like turnabout's fair play. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So,
so you're saying that was a receipt?
I'm not saying it was.
Yeah, you just did. You did.
I mean, we was there. I was in Tampa, and everybody was excited for Punk to make his return. And then, like I said, Drew mixes up with him in the Rumble for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and finds a way to put him on the shelf. And he just got back. I mean, that's me. I feel like it was warranted in Turnabout's fair play. So I don't feel nothing wrong with it. And 16 staples to the head for Drew. He's a grown man. He's cool. He can shake it off.
Wow, Stu, do you possibly think that was a receipt?
I don't know if it was meant as a receipt. I'm not comfortable with headshots
in general.
Mm-hmm. There's, whether it's with a chair, whether it's toolbox, what have you. Now, the fact that Punk hit him hard enough to give him that gash, it does make me wonder, was it hard enough to possibly concuss him? I don't know. I mean, obviously I wasn't in the ring, so I can't tell you that. I think the whole thing with Jack Perry and the glass at All In London, I think it might be a different side of the coin. It's not, it wasn't a headshot. It's hard for me to compare the two, honestly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I hear that.
But I'm not, like I said, I'm not comfortable with headshots in general. So
yeah, and that's a tough position too, because Punk did that with kind of blind.
Yeah.
He swung it back over his head, so he didn't really know.
I think he didn't anticipate Drew to be that close, maybe.
Yeah.
That's probably why he swung that hard.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, it did add to the story. It did add to the match. It did add to the shots. Like some of the shots the Cameron people were doing, like when Drew hit him with the low blow, when he had he said, pray to your God. And then Punk fell over on the steps. And then Drew just flipped his hair back and the blood is just gushing down his face. That just tells another story to the rivalry in this trilogy of matches that they had that's going to extend throughout the ends of time. When everybody's talking about Hell in a Cell matches and visuals, it took me back to Undertaker and Randy Orton and Armageddon 05 because they kind of had those same kind of interactions. And then keep in mind, there was a receipt in that Hell in a Cell match that Undertaker gave to Randy with that chair, because Randy kind of hit him with the chair months prior with the lid hitting Undertaker's head.
Oh, that's right.
Him open.
That's
and
right.
Then Undertaker got him back with a chair shot inside the Hell in a Cell match at Armageddon in 2005. And then both of them was bleeding all over the place, and it just added a better visual to the story and layers to it to make it more passionate, to make people want to go back and see how much these guys really did despise one another at the end of their rivalry.
Yeah, and certainly I'm not one to turn down color in a match, but I don't know, 16 staples to the head. I don't know if Drew's anticipating that, but he's been cool as a cucumber about it online at least. So yeah, I guess just part of the job.
I mean, credit to Punk, because Rick, you remember the 2013 when Paul Heyman turned on Punk and he threw that ladder in his head. You remember the staples that Punk had to take in his head after that because he was busted open clean just off of that one little exchange from Heyman to him throwing the ladder back in his face. I think he had maybe 8 staples that he had to put in his head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about Finn Balor, WrestleMania 39.
Oh, yeah. That was bad, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, pure accident. But, yeah, so, it is what it is. But
those happen. Things happen. It's, it's not ballet.
It is not ballet.
It is not. Even though I think NJ would probably be good at ballet.
No, okay. You know what? I'm not. I'll take that as a compliment because I'm a man of many trades.
Yes, you're agile.
You know what I'm saying? I'm very elusive, very agile. I'm a showman. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That'll bring in some views. Let's settle up.
NJ doing a dance song. We got NJ Holiday and Stu Myrick on with me on our Mark Hoke Show late night edition, banging on CM Punk right off the bat. What can I say? NXT, boy, interesting night at NXT for 2 reasons. The first one was what happened in the ring as Tony D'Angelo gets a rematch with Obafemi and the Monster. It goes down, guys. Obafemi ended up being the longest reigning North American champion for WWE, but a big win for Tony D'Angelo. But Stu, are you surprised Tony went over on Femi like this.
I'm a little surprised. Now, the way they built it up with Tony D feeling, trepidation about it and having the family members trying to talk him up, I think you had a hint that, yeah, there was possibility you could see a title change. I do wonder what happens with Obafemi now. Does he get a rematch? Does he go after the NXT title? Does it go to the main roster?
Mm-hmm.
He seems like he's ready for the main roster. I would not think he's going up there yet. Maybe he's going to be the challenger to Trick Williams. But yeah, I would say it was a little bit of a surprise. Tony D'Angelo winning the North American title.
Yeah, were you surprised, NJ?
Nah, I was. The way it was built, because like I said, they already fought before and Tony D'Angelo lost. And then I don't know if you picked up on this, the whole story they were doing, talking about he's broken, doubting himself, needs to like build up his confidence back. And then he had his whole D'Angelo family kind of like help restore his confidence to like challenge Oba again for a second time around. I don't know if you saw this, but on Twitter put the clips together. They were just reenacting the whole scene from the Rocky 3 movies and how Rocky was broken and everything. They were doing the same thing with Tony when it came to the storyline.
Nice.
And building him up to go back up against Oba, kind of like how Rocky was. So with them doing that, with Sean doing that whole story and that build up to try to replenish Tony's confidence, I knew Tony wasn't going to lose twice. Keep in mind, this is the man that sent Tommaso Ciampa to the main roster. You know what I'm saying? Tony was the one that beat him. And then, like I said, so they got a lot of faith in Tony. They got a lot of confidence in him. So I didn't see him losing a North American championship bout twice. It was a surprise, and they protected Oba with the booking. He rolled him up. You know what I'm saying? He rolled up Oba and got a quick 1-2-3. So I could see Oba, like I said, now going after Trick, because you know what I'm saying, with Trick and Ethan Page finna go at it again at Halloween Havoc, because let's keep in mind he's not losing this next Tuesday in the triple threat match. So it's gonna be Trick and Ethan Page with their trilogy, their third match. And then after Trick is done with that, he's gonna face Oba.
Well, one thought that I had, because of all this controversy that everybody's been talking about not a lot of black male representation at the WWE PLEs, is Obafemi a guy that maybe they should consider pulling up now? I mean, I think he's ready. I mean, would it help the situation to bring him up there, or should they wait? NJ, what do you think?
I feel like they should wait, because they did this with Apollo Crews in 2016. They kind of rushed it. And then when they did that, they didn't have no long-term plans for him, no storylines, no feuds, and we see how his career is ended. So, I mean, well, has turned out to be. So I feel like they need to just let him keep leveling up in NXT. He became the longest reigning North American champion. He beat Wesley's reign. Let him move on to the heavyweight, the NXT championship picture. Let him work with the top guys there when it comes to Trick, Ethan, and some of the other guys there. Let him definitely get an NXT championship match. Let's see how he does there. And then definitely just wait till WrestleMania 41 is over with. And then they need to go back to the old concept where after WrestleMania and they restart, they bring in a talent like they did back in the day when they had Neville. He came on. Enzo and Cass. He came on. You know, the only person that ever wrestled somebody to the main roster was Kevin Owens. And that was because he was the NXT champion at the time, and they put him in there with the face of the company, John Cena. Now, everybody can't have that opportunity. So I would just say let Oba keep leveling up NXT and then wait till next year after WrestleMania 41, then bring him on as a monster on SmackDown.
What do you think, Stu?
You know, it's kind of funny, and you and I, we talked about this on your show on Sunday, and I think people need to look at NXT. Just you got Trick Williams as the NXT champion. You got Obafemi, who until this past Tuesday North American champion. You got Wesley, one of the hot talents. And think back, back in the spring, there were the rumors swirling about, they were sending Carmelo Hayes to the main roster. There was talk about should they send Trick Williams as well, and the decision was keep him in NXT and let him become the face of NXT, which that apparently has happened. So NXT has got this representation. It seems they have it nailed down. Now they got to address Raw and SmackDown. I'm with NJ. I like the cycle of after WrestleMania you bring up talent to the main roster. I think that we are past the era of having NXT talents coming up the main roster and have nothing for them.
Yeah, they got to be careful with that.
And Triple H is going to. I think Triple H is going to do better with that.
We're seeing that now, Stu, with Kiana James.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think she's off the. I think she's been taken off TV and off the roster internally.
Well, she's injured.
Oh, she got hurt. She got hurt on the house show, probably.
Right,
man.
She's injured. So
got
that's
it.
Winner, but
they still didn't have nothing for her prior.
But I think for the most part, we are seeing those talents that came up from it. Look at Carmelo Hayes has had this great series with Andrade on SmackDown, and Andrade, one of the top talents in the world. So he's having a good showing against Andrade.
Braun Breaker on Raw.
Braun Breaker, of course.
Tiffany on SmackDown.
Former Intercontinental Champion Tiffany, Miss Money in the Bank. Triple H is going to do better with the NXT talent than Vince did. Vince didn't really get NXT. Let's be honest.
Look at Karrion Kross, how he debuted.
Oh,
exactly. And
he's
been a main eventer everywhere he's been.
Right.
He was main eventer in Impact. He was main eventer in MLW. And then he gets WWE, does great in NXT. They bring him main roster, put him in the gimp mask, and it's downhill. Now we're starting to see that recover some.
Right.
I'm not a fan of this whole he's going to be the guy he's the devil on everybody's shoulder, so to speak, because it seems a little so he's going to do that to everybody and just turn everybody's hearts black. It's kind of like let's have a little more depth than that.
Right.
Well, if I get to hang out with Scarlett, he can turn my heart black anytime.
Oh,
I did get to hang out with Scarlett.
They're both very nice people, by the way.
They're awesome.
Great. They're awesome. We had them at Wrestle Circus a few years ago, back in the day here in Austin, and they were fantastic. I remember
those legendary Sammy Guevara matches over there.
Love Sammy today. Sammy's one of ours.
Yeah.
We love Sammy. Sammy and I've shared a lot of the same ring space over the years. So as well as Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks lives here in Austin. So
okay, that's what's up. He lives
I
moved
see
from Louisiana to Austin. I like it.
Yeah, I see him every now and again. So
awesome.
But
and it's funny that you brought Cross up too, because just last night I got reminded of something that happened here in Las Vegas at FSW, where Jacob Fatu was wrestling Cross.
Mm-hmm.
And Scarlett gave him a code red, and the place went crazy. I mean, people forget that she can go too.
Yeah,
they're both very talented, and
look at her running TNA.
Yeah,
she wrestled and she did a fine job. So,
yeah, they're both interesting characters. The other side of NXT, which I'm sure they were celebrating, and I don't know if you guys saw these ratings. That the devastation that took place with Dynamite moving to Tuesday night. Now, I did pull up the numbers, and there was some pretty heavy competition that night too. But NXT pretty much smoked them on Tuesday night. Of course, NXT's on, and I'm not making excuses, but I'm just giving facts. NXT's on the CW network, whereas Dynamite is on TNT and was on its off night. Or TBS, excuse me.
Yeah.
And NXT did a 0.87 and poor Dynamite did a 0.33. I mean, they just got mauled. And this is on the same night, by the way, with Dancing with the Stars, The Voice. Oprah Winfrey had a special on on as well. I mean, you had the two baseball playoff games. You had an NHL season opening up, and a WNBA elimination game too. I mean, that's a tough night. But is it just do you guys think it's just because it was on network TV that the differentiation and all the competition? I mean, what do you think?
Well, you got to remember they also loaded up NXT. You had Randy Orton. You had Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill.
You had Sexy Red.
Yeah, you had which
you had Sexy Red on there.
I mean, and look, I'm an older guy, so I get into my 80s music. So, but hey, she's apparently she's popular. Oh, you had her on there, so
you saw the video with her and Triple H taking the picture, and he was like, Triple H said, "Yeah, I want you to do your poses," and she was like, "You want me to do my poses? All right." And then she put their hair back and bent over, and Triple H she's bent over with her butt out showing, and Triple H is just like this. I was like, "Come on, man!" I was like, "Anything for PR."
But that's the thing; they loaded up NXT. Meanwhile, Dynamite is the go-home show for Wrestle Dream. And Wrestle Dream is a decent card. I think there's some intrigue with Mox and Brian, but the rest of it could be a really good Dynamite.
So. Somebody's debuting at this Wrestle Dream just like last year with Edge. So I'm already saying it's going to be Bobby Lashley.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of the worst kept secret,
Right.
Everybody's expecting Lashley to show up.
Right.
They
could bring Ricky Stark back if they stop playing.
Well, that's a whole nother, I guess. That's a whole nother. But what I'm saying is NXT was loaded up. So you have them on a broadcast network, even if it is CW. You have them loaded up with Orton and the women's tag champs, and Sexy Red. So yeah, Dynamite is on a night that they're not usually on because of the Yankees Royals. Which, by the way, congratulations. Yankees.
Oh, stop it. Why are you even? I'm going to mute you for a minute.
Don't get
it's going to be a penalty.
Hold on. Let's be honest. Look, I saw the result. I'm not the biggest baseball fan. I'm in Texas. We only care about football and spring football. So,
Let them know.
But that's the thing. Dynamite's not on its regular night. It was on an hour later than it usually is. On top of that. So, I get it. Look, the ratings are the ratings. I get it. Tony's already made his money.
He already signed a new TV deal.
Yeah, he's good.
He made his money.
He's cool.
So
he made his money. They finna profit in these next 2 years, and they just signed a new TV deal, TV rights deal.
Yeah.
And now we're doing all in. Where at, Stu? We're doing it in Texas.
Globe Life Field.
Let's go.
The Rangers.
I'll be out there.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's a tough number, but I think you can rationalize that number just a little bit.
A little bit.
Here we go.
Yeah.
No, so, a little.
Just don't do it again.
Yeah.
That's like when you're with the kids, like, they do something bad and really bad, and you're like, all right, but don't do it again.
I want all the indie wrestlers to take this into perspective of what just happened. Like you just said, NXT, like I said, with the numbers, 894,000 against like 300,000 that was watching AEW for Title Tuesday. Most of the people tuned in the most of the show at the end, the last hour of both. Well, the last hour of NXT. The last hour of NXT, let's keep in mind, was the main event by a fellow dude that was on the independent scene last year, Jay Malachi, now known as Javon Evans. Mm-hmm. And then he was part of that. Everybody tuning in. I know it was Randy Orton. Not acting like it wasn't all Randy Orton, but still, the fact that he was facing Randy and people still wanted to tune in to see that, that goes to him as well. Like I said, credit to Javon Evans, who was just on the independent circle at Deadlock Pro Wrestling last year, Carolina Classic winner, DPW Championship owner. So y'all, everybody on the independent scene, keep doing what y'all doing, keep grinding, keep working. And at the right time, the right moment, somebody's going to see you, provide you an opportunity, and then all of a sudden you get a tryout. You just do what you always do, and you show out and make a name for yourself in that tryout. And then look what happened. Everybody at the WWE and the staff at NXT, they're paying tribute and they're showing love to everybody that's already seasoned. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was going to be more catered to the NIL, people from college and all these young kids from these big-time universities, big-time collegiate athletes, but they're giving love and spots to everybody that's coming off the indies. Look at this next week. We got Ren Sinclair formerly known as Maddie Ronkowski, who was on the independent scene as well. And now she's going up against, I want to say, Stephanie Vaquer. So now it's like that's another person that just came from the Indies that just signed a deal with NXT in a big-time pivotal spot on the Big Time Now network. So everybody on independent scene, keep doing what you're doing. It's a matter of time for somebody sees you and allows and helps you get into the right door that you need to get on to the WWE.
And you're seeing the indie scene blow up again. You know,
right?
It's I would dare say it's back to pre-pandemic levels.
Yes.
You know, it's and yeah, there is talent. I mean, I will see a ton of talent this Sunday when Inspire After Death, when we run our show in downtown Austin. I see it at Dustin's school, and Dustin's got his Rhodes Wrestling Association coming up in November. And there's a lot of fantastic talent. I've called matches for all of them. That's going to be that. There's going to be some eyes on that one as well. So yeah, you're right. Whether it's WWE or AEW, there are a lot of opportunities. The wrestling business is pretty healthy right now. And then besides WWE and AEW, you got TNA, you got Major League Wrestling, you got the NWA, you got the mega indies like Game Changer Wrestling Revolver, who's going to be in Grand Prairie this Saturday. There's a lot of opportunities for the men and women that are applying their craft to make a buck or two.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time in pro wrestling. There's no doubt about that. Guys, we're going to take a breather because I want to pay some bills around here. But when we come back, I got a special surprise for all you guys before we do any more news. So brace yourselves, because we're going to all get to have a little torture each other just a little bit. It's going to be fun. Are you excited, fellas?
Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's take a break here on the Mark Hoke Show late night. We got NJ Holiday and Stu Myrick in the house. Very excited to have them both with me on this first edition of the Mark Hoke Show late night. So stick around, everybody. And we got a few sponsors coming up here, so make sure you take care of them. Check it out. We would certainly appreciate it. Hang around.
Hey there, adventure seeker. Ready to unlock incredible hotel deals? Get a free membership and save up to 50%. Stay grand. Spend less. The simplest site. The best unpublished hotel deals. TheTravelShark.com.
Looking for high-quality custom screen printing in Las Vegas? Look no further than Off Grid Creations. Need a few custom t-shirts for a local event, band merchandise, or family reunion? We've got you covered. Large order of uniforms for your staff, sports team, or club? We can handle that too. Our experienced team will work closely with you throughout the entire process, from design consultation to final product. Call us at 661-300-1115. That's 661-300-1115, or visit our website at off-gridcreations.com. Get a free consultation today.
Want a matching bonus up to $500 and have fun betting on pro wrestling plus all your favorite sports and entertainment events? Then you need to check out betonline.ag. Bet on all the top wrestling events, plus you can get a free 50% matching bonus up to $1,000 on your initial deposit. Just go to markhokeshow.com, click on the betonline.ag link, and use sign-up code BOL1000 to get in on the action today and receive your 50% matching bonus. So get in on all the betting excitement. Sign up right now on markhokeshow.com with betonline.ag. Hi, everyone. Mark here. Hi, everyone. Mark here. Hi, everyone. Mark here. Get your own 3 count with the Mark Hoke Show Power Play Sports Collectibles Super Signature Contest. Every week, we'll be giving away an autographed picture of a pro wrestling superstar with a signature of authenticity, and it's easy to be a winner. First, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Mark Hoke Show to be eligible to win. Then, during the week, find the 3 Power Play passwords hidden in the descriptions of our YouTube videos and live streams during the week. When you find all 3, go to markhokeshow.com and message us with the passwords by midnight each Saturday. From all correct entries, a winner will be randomly selected to win the week's featured autograph. It's that easy. So get in the action and win with the Mark Hoke Show Power Play Sports Collectibles Super Signature Contest. And make sure to visit powerplaysportscards.com and check out all of their incredible certified sports and pro wrestling collectibles. All right, everybody, let's get back to it with all the fun little glitches that I'm learning, everything that I did, but that's okay. Having a great time here on the Mark Hoke Show, late night edition here on Thursday night here from the KDAWN studios. NJ Holiday and Stu Myrick in the house with us. NJ, what's up?
How's it going? We here. We back.
Yeah, we back. Barely, but I did it. Stu Myrick, Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. How's that show going, Stu?
It's good. Had Dominic D'Angelo from One True Sport on this past week to recap Bad Blood and to preview Wrestle Dream. So that's now posted. But it was good. It was good. So, but yeah, getting ready for ACL weekend number 2 coming up this weekend, as well as Texas OU in Dallas. ACL Fest happening with, one of the biggest music festivals around.
Busy boy.
I'm not going, but I'm gonna be watching that. I don't do ACL Fest. I'm too old for stuff like that.
No, you're never too old, Stu Myrick. You're never too old.
Besides, that's downtown. I try not to go downtown as often as much as possible.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, guys, before we get into more news, here's your surprise for the night. We're going to get to play a little game for us during the rest of the show. Here's what we're going to do, fellas. Each of us is going to tell the other to tweet a professional wrestler. That's right. You're going to ask him a question, and the first guy to get a response is your big winner. Maybe we'll all do it. I'll get lucky, but but you just have to send a tweet out to somebody, but we each get to pick who the other person tweets. So this is going to be kind of fun, guys. See if we can get somebody awake and get a response out of them. Now you can ask whatever question you want, and that's fine. But nothing rude or nasty or anything like that. But send a tweet out to a wrestler, and we'll see if you can get a response. First one wins. NJ. I'm gonna let you pick Stu's person that he has to tweet right now.
Okay, let me see.
Really?
So Stu Myrick.
I don't use Twitter that often, so or X or whatever the hell they call it. Elon Musk is a dirty word down here.
Oh, well,
he's got all of his stuff here. Tesla's here, X is here, SpaceX is down in the valley, but
NJ, who is Stu Myrick gonna tweet?
Probably he just said he sees Ricky Starks all the time. He probably tweet him.
All right. So Stu,
you want me to tweet Ricky Starks?
I want you to tweet Ricky Starks right now.
Well, I didn't say he had to take a request. Like you asked me who do I think.
Oh, okay. Well, you can pick whoever you want. Okay.
I'm thinking that's who he's gonna choose.
Oh, you get to pick who he tweets.
Oh,
if I was going to choose, I'd choose Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah, see, Dustin. He'll answer you right away.
Well, I'm gonna choose Dustin Rhodes because I like to see the interaction back. So Dustin Rhodes is your guy.
All right. So
Stu Myrick, I can do. At least
you get to send a tweet to Dustin Rhodes and ask him something fun. All right.
It's real easy. It's gonna be really easy.
We'll see. All right. NJ, I am gonna pick who you're gonna tweet.
Okay, who you got?
And let's see who would be a fun person for NJ Holiday to tweet. Booker's probably asleep, so I don't know if you'll get Booker. You know what? You're a Texas guy. You know what? You wanted Ricky Starks. Tweet Ricky Starks and ask him something fun.
Okay, let me see.
So you got to tweet Ricky Starks.
And tell him I said hi.
Yeah, there you go. All right. And Stu, while you're doing that, who do I have to tweet? I'm giving you the chance to pick who I have to suffer from here.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
Anybody you want. Anybody.
Who do you have to tweet? Let's see.
Just a name. Anybody that comes to mind.
Well, you were talking about carrying Cross.
I got to tweet Cross. All right. Okay, so I'm going to send a tweet out to Cross. So then keep an eye on your notifications, guys. First one's going to win. Stu, what did you tweet?
Real easy. In fact, I'll show you before I'm going to tweet it. Let's see if it'll show up on the camera.
Let's see. He's looking for a score prediction from Dustin Rhodes of the Texas OU game. All right.
Yes.
Fair enough. NJ, who are you? What are you tweeting?
I just tagged you in it. So
you did. Okay.
You'll see it.
All right. So I'm tweeting Cross right now. Let's see. Oh, this will be fun. Let's see. I'm going to ask a favorite there. Okay. So here's what I'm sending to Killer Cross. Type this in here real quick.
Dustin's a massive Longhorns fan, as well as a Cowboys fan. That's how we got connected in the first place.
All right. So here's what I tweeted Killer Cross. What is Lady Scarlett's favorite dessert? And I let her know we're live on my show trying to get a response. So I asked, what is Scarlett's favorite dessert? And harmless question. No. NJ, what's your question?
The question of who?
What's your tweet?
The tweet that I just did. You saw. I just tagged you in
I'm sorry. Oh, did you tag me on it? Okay.
Yeah, I tagged you and Stu in it.
All right, let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to find it here. It says hello. So it just says hello. More.
Stu Myrick says hello.
Let's hoping to get a hold back. Keep an eye on your notifications, guys. We'll see if one of us is lucky enough to get a response tweet. So good luck to everybody. I don't know what we'll do to
he might show up this Sunday.
That's what I'm thinking. I would hope so.
Ricky's one of our Inspire alums. He sometimes shows up at the events.
Yeah, if there was a time, it's right now.
Yeah, fair
enough.
Enough.
So dirty little secret. So we will go to intermission, and we stream on IWTV.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do intermission. While we're at intermission, the mics are cut and all that good stuff. He'll come sit over in my chair on commentary, put on the headset, and just unload whatever is on his mind. Now nobody can hear him unless you're standing next to him, but he just decides he's going to, pontificate.
Nice.
It's the funniest thing.
You'll have to video it next time, Stu. But yeah, so good luck everybody on Tweet This. Back to some news, and don't forget the Pro Wrestling Time Machine tournament is coming up where we're going to be fighting it. And when you see how this all works out, guys, I think you're gonna really enjoy it. I just hope we don't tear each other apart trying to book this tournament. Bad news for Luchasaurus, by the way. And I don't know if you guys saw what happened to the big man, but this is really bad. He has a potential career-ending complications from pneumonia. He collapsed at home on September 27th had pneumonia in both of his lungs and apparently was days away from permanent lung damage. And he's had some setbacks. He hasn't been to the gym, hasn't done anything, and saying he ends up getting this flu and bad oxygen uptake, a result of whatever else, and it turned into pneumonia. And he's high risk for a relapse. So this is scary, guys. But Luchasaurus, huge talent, but wow, what a horrible thing to have happen to somebody, Stu.
I mean, this is it is scary, and of course, all of our best wishes to Luchasaurus. Hopefully, he makes a full recovery. Hopefully his health gets right, even if he can't make it back to the ring. I mean, it's scary though. I mean, and of course, when I heard that, my mind immediately went to Brody Lee.
Yeah,
what happened to him,
right?
And thankfully Luchasaurus is still with us. But yeah, double pneumonia. And yeah, it's going to take a while. He's going to be on a long road to recovery, but hopefully he can at least make a full recovery where, his quality of life will be fine. But man, yeah, just heart goes out to him.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, NJ, and this is going to have a big impact on AEW, I think, too.
Yeah, sensitive topic. Yeah, I saw that with Luchasaurus. It's unfortunate. I hope he gets better. Well wishes to him and his family and his loved ones in his road to recovery. I know he will come back stronger and better than ever. It just sucks. Like I said, that's one of those things where you can't take talent's health for granted. So when you have an opportunity to cash in and pull the trigger on them in a big moment that they have right in front of you, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So like this, and that's me going back to him in the storyline being his name changing to Kill Switch, and him being abused by Christian Cage, Father of the Year Christian Cage, and then all those times that Luchasaurus had the chance to pull the trigger and get his comeuppance onto Christian Cage and get that TNT title, but they never did it, just assuming that his health would be okay and that we can pull the trigger down the road. So hopefully this is a wake-up call for everybody creative at AEW, Tony Khan. Don't take your performers and your talents' health for granted when the opportunity is there to pull the trigger and give them that moment in the sun. For the storyline they've been building and over the last few months, you need to do it. So once again, my best wishes go out to Kill Switch and his family. Luchasaurus, can't wait to see you make your return. But yeah, this is it sucks. It's a sad moment because, like you just said, Stu, they did take me back to Brody Lee in 2020 and the cases that he had with pneumonia and shortness of breath and complications with breathing. So I hope he gets better really, really soon.
Yeah, and I guarantee you that AEW is going to be real careful with this. There's not going to be screwing around with Luchasaurus. By the way, we got comments in the chat box, and if you're watching the show and you want to chime in wherever you want, we would certainly appreciate it. And Kermit Abreu says, you guys thinking about wrestling all day, every day, go do something else. And also said your whole life revolved around wrestling. Real sad.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Not football.
Yeah, I mean, I produce a politics show, a sports show. I'm a single dad. I'm not thinking about wrestling all the time.
I'm not apologetic for stuff. I'm unapologetically me. NJ Holiday loves him some wrestling. Matter of fact, I'll be back in Houston this Saturday for Rise of Royalty, working alongside two-time Hall of Famer Booker T. I wish you had something like that to do on your Saturday on this weekend, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be behind your computer as a keyboard warrior as you are, not doing nothing with your life but stacking on pounds. So I'm not sorry at all. I really love the life that I'm living. I love the area of work that I'm doing as well. Like I said, Stu, we'll be back. If you're not familiar with my faction that I have, it's called Culture Inc. We're changing the culture.
I think I've heard of it. I got a few friends down there.
We go. So we'll be out there. This is an exclusive for the Mark Hoke Show. Culture Inc. will be out there November 8th, Fort Worth, Texas.
Nice.
Texas Wrestling Expo. We will be there.
Okay.
Live in Fort Worth. We will be there with Lou Gotti, with Myron Reed, with Mysterious Q making his return, the big homie. We will be there live at 5. Your boy NJ Holiday, Malik Bo City, Eli Knight. We will be there November 8th, Texas Wrestling Expo. You guys get your tickets. Y'all come on down, Stu. I hope we see you. Maybe we can do some content, get some interviews. You know what I'm saying? Let's make some shape.
Take out Curvin.
Huh?
Take out who?
Take out Curvin in the chat box.
Oh.
It's all good. Everybody's got their opinions. But by the way, speaking of a guy that's back, Daniel Garcia has re-signed with AEW.
Good for him.
And I think that when we had talked about this a couple of times on the show about what Daniel should do, he's an AEW guy. He really is.
Through and through.
I just didn't feel like he'd be a real good fit in WWE, but Daniel Garcia is back in AEW and he's going to be there for a long time. NJ, you feeling pretty good about that decision on his part?
Yeah, because AEW was because I remember, Daniel Garcia was the man on the independent scene. It's funny because I just had one of his proteges, right, on the independent scene. Stu, have you heard the name Robert Martyr?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
we're having an Inspire. Yeah,
there we go. So he was just here in Las Vegas, and while he was booked on 2 shows at FSW, he faced Chris Bay, and then he faced Kevin Blackwood, the West Coast Pro Champion here at Grab House. He was the man of the independent scene. I remember he did a hour-long Iron Man match with Willer Yuta on the independent wrestling television app. He was the man, and then he got signed. He had a choice to go to NXT or AEW from the jump. NXT gave him a contract. AEW gave him a contract. He took the AEW one. So now from the jump, remember, the Last Dance Rampage, Punk made his return. Who was the main event that night? It was Daniel Garcia and Jon Moxley. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So little opportunities like that, and they cater to what he is. He's a pro wrestler. He's not a sports entertainer. He doesn't need to go out there and carry on a drama series or stuff like that. So he's just a pro wrestler, and that's where he's at. He's at the company where he can do what he's best to do, and that is just simply being a ring technician, and becoming a pro wrestler. So I like what he just did with MJF. They just gave him the top guy. It's not like they sleeping on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're making full use of him. He was just in the Jericho Appreciation Society, under the Jericho Learning Tree is what he's calling it now. So, I'm happy for Daniel Garcia, and keep in mind the schedule is a lot lighter. He's having a lot of fun. He's a spring chicken. He's really young, has a whole life ahead of him, and I do see him as a future AEW World Champion, as the Red Death version of Daniel Garcia, what he was on the Indies. So I'm excited for Daniel Garcia. DG,
Stu, what do you think?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. He's making his money. He's hopefully we will see him, factor into the main event scene, maybe even get a look at the world title, get something in the world title picture. Dan Garcia is a phenomenal talent, and AEW, did right by giving him what he wanted, and so we'll see him in there. Should be great. I'm looking forward to seeing what Daniel Garcia can do in the future.
Yeah, and he's such a great technical wrestler. I mean, especially for his age. I mean, every time you look at the guy and you're kind of like, is this guy really a professional wrestler? And then you see him in the ring, and he's absolutely incredible. He's hung.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's done with MJF, Bryan Danielson, Mox. They put him in with everybody, so it's got to say something about the guy.
You mentioned MJF. Did you see he's in Happy Gilmore too?
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Trying to make himself a movie career.
Yeah. Now he's doing this thing with Adam Sandler. So I'm happy for him. And like I said, I still think he should have went to the WWE. That's just me. I feel like, we just saw him do his thing with Will Ospreay and stuff like that. But I feel like everything that he could have done on the microphone and people wrestling. I mean, he wrestled Kenny Omega. He wrestled Jon Moxley. He wrestled Cody Rhodes. He wrestled what's the other? He wrestled Jay White. You know what I'm saying? He wrestled Swerve. I mean, he just got done wrestling Will Ospreay, but after that, I feel like the line kind of ends there. That's just me. But WWE, I feel like he should have went. But what happened was Tony Khan just copped up the farm and just gave him a shitload of money that he couldn't say no to. You know what I'm saying? You said we can cut, so he gave him a fuckload of money that he couldn't say no to. So.
Well, he's got movies to make too. So
that, and keep in mind, he got his girlfriend a job. He got his girlfriend a contract with
Are you saying Alicia wasn't worthy of it? Come on, NJ.
They just signed Renee Paquette. What you need her for?
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you need her for if you just signed Renee?
Alicia does good work.
I haven't seen her on
Maybe
TV.
Renee doesn't want to work Saturdays.
Maybe Renee doesn't want to work Saturday. Okay. Well, I feel like they can record anything they need her to do for that Saturday, that Wednesday. But that's just me.
Yeah, well, one other story that I wanted to hit before we got into having a little extra fun tonight is a little news of the weird. And I don't know if you guys caught this story, but this is crazy, guys. So the NXT gang got stuck in St. Louis because of the hurricane. So they were staying at a hotel as opposed to where they normally live. And there was a fan incident while they were at the hotel, and guy was thrown out of the hotel twice after he was caught allegedly trying to take photos of the female talent's feet.
I did see that
as they walked through the hotel.
I did see that. I don't blame him because basically, I'm not blaming him because of where society is at. We just saw OnlyFans, the girls on there generated more money than everybody in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So that is it's a secondary version of that with this feet finder thing. So it's sad.
There's a feet finder thing?
There's a feet finder app. Yes, it's a feet finder app where you got these guys. They're buying photos of these girls that are putting it out there, and they're giving them like top dollar, like $1,000 for pictures of their feet. So if these sickos wasn't paying good money for stuff like this, that wouldn't encourage other sickos to go out and get that content because they can make money off of it. But that's where society at. It's sad, it's sick, it's disgusting, but that is where it's at. We got these guys out here giving money to random females doing random things rather than like helping. They can give that money to teachers. They can give that money to doctors. They can give that money to dentists. They can give that money to, you know what I'm saying? They can give that to people that are actually doing good work in this world, but they rather give it to random chicks that look good naked or in lingerie. So that's just, it's sad, but that's what society is.
Stu, feet pics.
I look.
Yeah, it's sad.
So
look, wrestling fan. Okay. Wrestling fans are passionate. They're loyal, but damn it, they can't cross the line.
Oh,
it's
this
like,
is a
really
way over.
I mean, and this guy's probably lucky he didn't get his ass kicked.
I can't believe he didn't.
I'm really surprised. I mean, I would have thought that would have been, it's kind of like the nut jobs that try to rush the ring. Folks, just don't do that. Be better. Come on.
Yeah, stop stocking talent at airports too, shoving merchandise in 8x10s in their face of sign. That's
agreed.
That's sad behavior. Stop doing that.
That's
they just got off a long flight. They're trying to go home and get some rest and shower. And then y'all got them sitting up in the airport for another 35, 40 minutes, signing stuff that y'all can auction off on eBay. Just go, like CM Punk said at that pipe bomb, go get a real job. You know what I'm saying? Just stop trying to leech off of them and then just make some quick bucks online.
Those folks, look, I mean, I covered Super Bowls. I hit the media center, and there's always a group of really sketchy guys with, shopping bags full of merch, footballs, whatever, and they're just, they would try to, in fact, so at the Super Bowl Media Center, they used to do a fan gallery where people could pay money. God bless the NFL for monetizing everything. They could pay money and actually walk through where we were doing interviews. So you might see, for instance, they see me interviewing Cuba Gooding Jr. or interviewing, Dan Marino or something like that. But you would see this group, this gaggle of guys hanging out outside because, of course, the car service would bring them to the door, and they're there, and they're trying to get this stuff signed so they can sell it. And it's like, I understand you want to make a buck, but come on, folks.
Yeah, and this is just a violation of the women.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just terrible. Since it's funny that Stu, that we were talking about this, and NJ, you were talking about where society is. We were discussing here today on Steve Sanchez show from 3 to 6 here on KDAWN 101.5 FM that we had when the mafia was running Las Vegas, a lot of this crazy stuff that's going on right now, gang violence and people doing dumb stuff in casinos and everything else, it never happened. Because if you did it, you would get either your ass kicked or you would get 86th, and not just the normal 86th that we see today. 86th means 8 miles out and 6 feet deep.
Yeah.
Okay, Remy Marcel.
Yeah, but that's a Remy Marcel thing here in town. But it's the truth. I mean, I can't believe that nobody just stomped this guy into the ground.
They was more worried about the hurricane and actually just getting a room because they was probably running out of rooms.
Throw him in the hurricane.
Yeah, I mean,
let him swim.
Yeah.
Well, remember
I've been in a situation like that.
They're in St. Louis. That hurricane was nowhere near St. Louis.
They were in St. Louis when this happened?
Yeah, I was saying.
Yeah, they're in St. Louis. Yeah, and
well, you'd still.
And by the way, all hearts go out to everybody in Central Florida. I mean, my God, did you watch some of that?
Yeah, I saw the stuff in Tampa. Everybody in Orlando, they seemed. I saw they was fine, but people in Tampa, it does suck. Yeah,
yeah, it's a horrible scene down there, and there's a lot of pro wrestlers that live in Tampa.
The roof at Tropicana Field.
Yeah, and the roof got ripped off Tropicana Field. They were going to be using that as kind of a shelter and an aid center for everybody. Yeah. Well, that thing got torched. I mean, I could not believe those pictures that I saw down there, the roof getting ripped apart. So any of you guys that are Tampaites, please, I'm sure everybody's going to be pitching in to help you out, but still be careful. Those flood surges and everything were nuts. So
yeah.
So be safe.
Months to fix it before the Rays take the field again. So
yeah, that's not going to be an easy task.
No, it's not.
Nope. You lose your whole roof.
Look at what happened in the Superdome back in Katrina.
Yeah, absolutely. So best wishes out there. And by the way, we got some best wishes in the chat box from brother BKL Contreras, aka Sport Entertainment Guy, saying shout out to everyone in the chat, including Mark Hoke Wrestling Crews. Keep up good work on the channel. Appreciate it. And shout out from South Bronx.
Damn, look at the range on this. South Bronx, all the way here in Vegas. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the comment.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. Of course, we got NJ Holiday and Stu Myrick on board with me, your lovable little host, Mark Hoke. And we're going to take a breather. And when we come back, oh, man, I have a feeling this is going to get ugly. I really do, because it is going to be time for the Pro Wrestling Time Machine Tournament, and you guys are going to get a kick out of this. We'll explain how we're going to be doing this as we go through, because we're not just going to do this once. We're going to do it many, many times, but it is going to be a blast. So I want everybody to stick around and get ready, because NJ, Stu, and Mark are getting the book, and we may be hitting each other with it as it goes on. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more here on the Mark Hoke Show late night, here from the KDAWN studios in Las Vegas. Thanks for being with us, everybody. We do appreciate it. Hang around. We got a lot more to come. Want a matching bonus up to $500 and have fun betting on pro wrestling plus all your favorite sports and entertainment events? Then you need to check out betonline.ag. Bet on all the top wrestling events, plus you can get a free 50% matching bonus up to $1,000 on your initial deposit. Just go to markhokeshow.com, click on the betonline.ag link, and use sign-up code BOL1000 to get in on the action today and receive your 50% matching bonus. So get in on all the betting excitement. Sign up right now on markhokeshow.com with betonline.ag.
Looking for Looking for high-quality custom screen printing in Las Vegas? Look no further than Off-Grid Creations. Need a few custom t-shirts for a local event, band merchandise, or family reunion? We've got you covered. Large order of uniforms for your staff, sports team, or club? We can handle that too. Our experienced team will work closely with you throughout the entire process from design consultation to final product. Call us at 661-300-1115. That's 661-300-1115 or visit our website at off-gridcreations.com. Get a free consultation today.
Hey there, adventure seeker. Ready to unlock incredible hotel deals? Get a free membership and save up to 50%. Stay grand. Spend less. The simplest site. The best unpublished hotel deals. thetravelshark.com.
All right, everybody. Hey, it is the Mark Hoke Show late night. Good golly, Miss Molly, we are hanging out, having a good old time on the Mark Hoke Show YouTube channel. NJ Holiday, Stu Myrick along for the ride here with me on our first edition. And I'm learning a little bit. I'm kind of producing the show as I do it. I need to hire a producer. That's what I need, Stu. I need a producer.
Man, those don't come cheap.
No, they don't.
He got a fee, but yeah, I'm looking at one.
Yeah, we got Shakur in the house over here, and yeah, he's already like, yeah,
I can produce.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Very nice. All right. So, guys, I've been hyping this up, and this is kind of a little pet project of mine, and I am so excited that we're going to get to bring this to you here on the Mark Hoke Show late night. Get ready, everybody, because there's going to be a war in town, not only with the three of us, but from 16 of your favorite wrestlers from the past and present. Brace yourselves. If this actually works, come on. There we go. There we go. I'm trying to get it going here. Bear with me because here it is. All right, and we've got, of course, Stu, NJ, and me are booking a tournament. Now, what is this tournament? What are you talking about, Mark? So here's what I did. I made a database of about 500 professional wrestlers from past and present, old NWA champions, AWA, WWF, and so many others, and also, of course, present day stars. Have a little randomizer. And 16 people were randomly selected to be placed in a tournament. We're plucking them from time, guys. We're bringing them out, and we're going to put them in a building, and they're going to duke it out. Now, how these guys were selected was we seeded them 1 through 16. It's just the first person that got picked was number 1, the second pick number 2, and just kept going like that. So that's how these matchups for the first round were made. All right. So the parameters that I gave everybody is first and second round matches are a 20-minute time limit, semis are 30, final is 60. So we could have some short matches, we could have some draws, we could have DQs. If somebody's got a buddy there that maybe wants to help beat somebody up and help them move on, that can happen. This is just going to be a whole creative process on who is going to win our first ever Pro Wrestling Time Machine tournament. Now, we may disagree on who we think should advance in the bracket. So we got 3 guys. Majority's going to win. But of course, you know, I hope everybody's going to agree with me because I'm usually right about this kind of stuff. But we'll see. So are you guys ready to do this?
Sure.
It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time with this. So here is match 1 of the first round. All right, and let me get my pictures up here. The first two combatants, Greg the Hammer Valentine, got the number 1 draw. Congratulations. And I don't know if he's going to be super happy about this, but he's going to be taking on Braun Strowman. So just remember, guys, this is when they're prime. It's not like, Greg now at 70 years old. So we're going to have Greg Valentine against Braun Strowman as the first match. And then match number 2. So this will be these two, the winners of this will meet up. And we had a classic guy pop up in here, guy that I really enjoyed, even though he was one of the, well, shall we say, enhancement talents. Jose Luis Rivera meets the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. So there's your second match of the first round. Third match of the round, we got Rich Swann in there, the former WWE Cruiserweight Champion and the, of course, TNA World Champion. He is going to be taking on another one of those fun WWE guys, the man with the iron forearm, of course, loaded all the time. Iron Mike Sharp gets in there. And then the next match, we'll face the winner of that one. Will face this one. And this is going to be a fun one we'll talk about. It is going to be the time splitter got into the first round. How about that? Or the first tournament, time splitter to Kushida is in there. But he's going to have his hands full as he takes on the Ugandan giant Kamala. Good friend of ours. Of course, we know Kamala very well. On the other side of the bracket, and this is where this is going to get really nasty on this, as we have, if I can find, there we go. Kurt Angle makes our first tournament, and his first round opponent is going to be The Miz. So we've got 2 former WWE champions hooking up in round 1. And another intriguing matchup in round 1. Of course, the TNA stalwart, former MLW champion, Hammerstone. And guys, and I'm dead serious, this is totally random how this happened. He faces the big guy, Ryback. Serious. I did not put this up together. I did it purely as a draw. And then the other part of the bracket sees a couple of interesting names in this one. Lex Luger, of course, former WCW champion, US champ, so on, takes on one of the all-time greats. Of course, his breakup with Ole Anderson ended up leading into the 4 Horsemen. Thunderbolt Patterson, the WWE Hall of Famer, faces off of Lex Luger. And then the final matchup of round 1, it's JBL. He's been everywhere else in wrestling. Why not get into this time machine tournament? He takes on Mark Youngblood, of course, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, along with Wahoo McDaniel a couple times, and teamed with his brother Mark, and won a bunch of single sales too, former NWA TV champion and so on. So Mark Youngblood, and that's your bracket. So guys, here's where we start. We start with that first match. So you're booking this tournament as you look down the road and see how this is all going to work out. Match number 1, Greg the Hammer Valentine taking on Braun Strowman. This is a pretty intriguing matchup. I mean, if you put this together with Greg in his prime against Braun Strowman, this would be a pretty good war, I think. NJ, who wins our inaugural match of the first Time Machine tournament?
Greg the Hammer Valentine versus the Monster Among Men.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just have to go with Braun.
Gonna move Braun on.
Yeah, because what is Greg's finisher? It ain't like a spine bust. I might be wrong.
Figure 4 leg lock.
Oh yeah, he's not getting it up Braun. So.
Yeah.
Unless it might be against the ring post, but that's about it.
Well, he's a pretty vicious guy, though. Stu Myrick. If you had your choice on this.
Question for clarification.
Yes.
Are we talking NWA Greg Valentine or WWF Greg Valentine?
Which one do you want?
If you want his prime, I'm going to go NWA.
Okay.
Because he was younger. He was probably a little more vicious. Wasn't he Mid-Atlantic champion, I think?
Let me pull my list here because I've got all the biographies up.
I know he wrestled Mid-Atlantic.
of course, he had that vicious series with Roddy Piper, if you remember that.
The dog collar match, the very
matches.
first Starrcade.
That was just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And, and he was pretty good in WWE too, the Intercontinental Champion.
He was.
And
half tag team champions with Honky Tonk Man and Brutus
Beefcake.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I got to agree with NJ. I think I got to go with the monster of all monsters.
Oh, wow. Really?
I'm a big fan.
Look at his track record. Universal champion, tag team champion, Intercontinental champion.
I got to drink beer with Greg Valentine.
Yeah. Hey, the man beat Goldberg. Why he can't beat Greg Valentine?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, when I booked mine, I chose the Hammer because I felt like he would be able, with having somebody like Jimmy Hart around, for example, would be able to pull off a distraction and get a count out win.
Well, okay, I guess you're going to pick the WWF version. If it's NWA, Jimmy Hart's not with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I booked Valentine to move forward, but no way I can sell you guys on that. No, you're taking Braun Strowman,
taking the monster moment.
I mean, look, I could see it go either way, but Valentine used the figure 4. You're not getting Braun Strowman the figure 4.
Fair enough. All right, so I'm already outvoted on my own show, but that's okay. So we take Braun Strowman advancing into round number 2. So I got to make sure I write that down. All right, match number 2 is Jose Luis Rivera getting fed to the walking weapon. And look, Jose was a fun wrestler in his time, but WWE pretty much fed him to everybody to get beat. So I will take, of course, Josh Alexander to win this match pretty quickly. NJ, any disagreement on that?
Yeah, no disrespect. I that was before my time. I don't know Jose, but I know Josh Alexander is one of the longest reigning TNA champions ever. And then he was part of the North tag team with Ethan Page, who's now NXT champion, former NXT champion. So yeah, I agree with you, Josh Alexander.
Stu, I assume we're unanimous on this, right?
I could.
You remember Jose Luis?
Actually, no, I don't.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Before your time, too?
Well, if he was enhancement talent, that may be why.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, Josh
That's
Alexander,
a no-brainer.
Too technically, proficient.
Yeah, no-brainer. Josh Alexander all around. I like that.
I do miss Howard Finkel, how he said Jose Luis Rivera's name. It was Jose Luis Rivera, and then he'd lose. All right, so Josh Alexander will advance, so he will head to round number 2. But with Braun Strowman.
That's a good match.
It's a good match.
That's a good match.
I'd rather had the Hammer. And I'm going to tell you why when we come back around to it. Because if you guys think about it for a second, there's another reason that I wanted Greg to get through that. But that's okay. We're here to disagree. That's part of the fun of this.
He should have had a better first round opponent than Braun.
That was a tough draw.
Yeah, he just got the short end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, he did. Rich Swann takes on Iron Mike Sharp. NJ, Rich Swann or Iron Mike Sharp? Does the loaded forearm catch Rich Swann and knock him out, or does Rich take him out? What do you think?
Well, I'm biased because Rich is a good friend of mine coming from Florida. Yeah, I'm gonna say Rich Swann. Like I said, he had a good run WWE Cruiserweight champion. Had a lot of nice matches with big talent, and then, like I said, former TNA champion. Until Kenny Omega came through there, the belt collector, and kind of took it from him. So, yeah, this man was in the ring with Kenny Omega, became the TNA champion, Cruiserweight champion. I like Rich Swann.
Stu, any Iron Mike Sharp gets past Rich Swann.
The 5-12 matchup in March Madness is always dangerous. That's always a dangerous one.
Oh, we can
have an upset. And I would love to see. I'd love Iron Mike Sharp use that loaded forearm. But Iron Mike Sharp was basically enhancement talent.
That is true.
I hate to say it, but yeah, he was a jobber. He was a funny jobber, but he was a jobber. So I got to go Rich Swann on this one.
All right. And I am with you guys. I will take Rich Swann to dominate Iron Mike Sharp. But I'd say Sharp would get some hits in, but Rich Swann gets this one. Now, this one's a very intriguing matchup. Taking primetime Kamala. I mean, who is just the really devastating guy in the ring, and he's got to face off with Kushida. I mean, this is a tough matchup for Kushida. I mean, even though Kushida's of course won championships all over the world.
Yeah.
Boy, you got Friday out there helping out, and Freddie Blassie, and this is not a good matchup for Kushida. Stu, who escapes this one?
Or Skandar Akbar.
Yeah,
was managed by Skandar Akbar in World Class.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Kushida.
Ooh,
I say the quickness gets past him. Plus, he's a time splitter, so he's going to do something and it's going to freak Kamala out. Kamala was easily startled.
That is true. That's a good point.
So I'm going to say Kushida gets the win on this one.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that eventually Kamala gets him with a big splash and takes him out, because I think Kushida would have a hard time putting some of his holds on. And you were talking about Greg having trouble putting a figure 4 on Braun Strowman, kind of same spot for Kushida. I say Kamala advances. NJ Holiday, you are going to be the tiebreaker on this. Who wins this matchup? A tough one.
Yeah. I'm with you. Mark. Kamala, the weight difference, and then the outside distraction from his managers and everything. Kushida make it an interesting bout, but Kamala's a heavyweight, Kushida's a cruiserweight. It's going to be kind of hard for Kushida to do a lot of his move and his submissions on a big guy like Kamala. Kamala was big. And then you got the outside interference from his managers as well that Kushida will pay attention to. And then Kamala would simply hit him with a big splash and get the win. So, yeah, I'm with you, Mark. Kamala, the weight difference is too much for Kushida to overcome.
No, we went 2-1 on that one, but Kamala will be advancing. Stu, are you okay?
Yeah, sure. Akbar threw the fireball.
That's what it is. Yeah.
See? There's all sorts of fun stuff that can happen on this. By the way, Bionic Scoop in the chat box says, yo, and I say, yo, back to Bionic Scoop.
What up, Bionic Scoop? My brother from another mother. You see, I had to keep it, you know what I'm saying, all black. Kamala, we got you, brother. We got you.
All right, so we go to the other side of the bracket. Kurt Angle taking on The Miz.
I got a funny take on that based off of, and Stu, you can attest to this, the real life version of this. We saw it in when they first, mind you, I get it, he wasn't tough enough, but we kind of saw it, Miz taking on Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle kind of wiped the floor with him and made him tap out. So everything that Kurt Angle's done, I've seen him have 5-star matches with the smallest person on the card when it comes to Rey Mysterio. When it comes to Luther Reigns, yeah, people like that.
Yeah,
Kurt Angle will still make a nice masterpiece. We see what he does with Eddie Guerrero. All right, so yeah, I don't even think this is a question, man. I really think Kurt Angle will just make the Miz tap out, much to the dismay of Maurice on the outside. But if we want to be fun with it, we can say Kurt Angle has Team Angle on the outside.
There you go.
So
which Team Angle?
Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin from 03.
All right. Yeah. Stu, is there any chance that Miz pulls off this upset?
No.
He's a wrestling. He's a what? He's a wrestling machine.
He won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking back.
Neck.
Yeah. Yeah. He will wipe the floor with the Miz. So
you gotta go.
Miz. It's the luck of the draw. You got the wrong opponent in the first one.
Yeah, tough break for the Miz. But yes, I will agree that Kurt Angle would win this first round match. We have booked it. So Kurt Angle knocks off the Miz. Now,
keep in mind, if it was Perk Angle, he ain't got no chance in hell.
Right. Absolutely. The next matchup, and I said, I could not believe this when it popped up. You can't have two more similar builds, two more powerful guys than Hammerstone and Ryback facing off on this. I mean, I was dying laughing when this hit. Ryback, when he was at the top, ran the table, was unbeaten, and then finally ran into CM Punk. And we all know Ryback's an interesting character, shall we say. But could he knock off Hammerstone? I mean, this would be a nasty match, Stu. What do you think?
I got to go Hammerstone on this one. Hammerstone's a little more. He's got a few more moves. I gotta go Hammerstone on this one.
Don't want to see Ryback and Kurt Angle, NJ. What do you think?
Hell no. We saw that. You know what's crazy, Stu? I just said we just kind of saw that with Kurt and the Miz at Tough Enough. We saw that too at Tough Enough. Kurt and Skip Sheffield battling out a little bit in 2004. So no, I don't want to see that. Hammerstone, without a doubt. Yeah, that man is like, yeah, he's dope. He can do a lot more. He's a lot more versatile than Ryback. Exactly. So yeah, Hammerstone, without question, moves on.
Yeah, as tempting it would to make the crowd incredibly angry and have Ryback go through, I will send Hammerstone through as well. So
I can't even remember a good Ryback match, to be honest with you. I mean, he shit the bed with Mark Henry at WrestleMania, to be honest. That's just me. I could be wrong.
Stu, reaction to Ryback not having a good match.
I mean, do you remember a good match is?
Yeah, I don't remember him having a match.
I mean, Hammerstone had a lot of class with Jacob too.
Well, he was in the Nexus.
He was kind. He was.
I don't mean he had a good match.
He was kind of like Goldberg. You had to go. It had to be short.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah. Because he was with Nexus. That doesn't mean.
And I say Goldberg would beat Ryback.
Right.
Goldberg now would beat Ryback.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
All right. So we got Hammerstone going through. This one's an intriguing matchup and a real blast from the past with Thunderbolt Patterson. Pretty underrated wrestler, and of course, had a lot of issues, just trying to start a union, and was discussing about how a lot of promoters were racist and so on, and probably held him back a little bit in his career until he got the break with Dusty Rhodes stepping away and Thunderbolt stepped in Mid-Atlantic, but he gets Lex Luger, and this is for those that know Thunderbolt Patterson, he was one tough son of a gun. But guys, would he take out Lex Luger? Would you put Patterson over him? Stu, what do you think?
All right. And it's totally personal bias, only because I got to know him in Las Vegas this past August. I'm gonna go Thunderbolt Patterson.
Wow.
Luger was good, but he was limited in his moveset. He had the body. That was the biggest thing about Luger. He had the body. And I think Thunderbolt could find a way to get past Lex Luger.
Wow, that's interesting. I tossed on this one tossed and turned a little bit on this one too. I did go with Lex Luger though. Just a little more powerful. But it wasn't an easy decision. I'll say that. I mean, it would be cool to see Thunderbolt Patterson advance in this tournament, but I decided to go with the total package. NJ, that means it's on you. Who advances out of this match of two eras, Lex Luger or Thunderbolt Patterson?
Well, like you said, it would be cool to see him advance, but I'm gonna tell you that he's actually gonna advance. Thunderbolt Patterson, my man. Like I said, the charisma from the gate. He probably, like I said, he'll psych Lex Luger out on the mic. So. And then, like I said, he's another version of like Junkyard Dog before he became Junkyard Dog. So he can take him down to the mat. He can probably hit him. He can out ring technician him. Like I said, he's a bodybuilder, so he's not going to know how to get out half of the moves that Thunderbolt Patterson's going to put him in. So he's going to mess around and tap out. So yeah, Thunderbolt Patterson advance to the next round.
Wow, there you go. All right, so Thunderbolt Patterson's through. He gets the winner of, and I couldn't believe this happened either. We've got a cowboy in JBL, and we've got an Indian in Mark Youngblood. This is totally random. I'm not kidding.
What you were doing with this one, JBL. You know he don't like no damn Indians. You know he don't like no immigrants. You knew what the hell you were doing, Mark. Don't act like you didn't do this.
I didn't. I kid you not. Totally random. I'll have to start videotaping my spins on the wheel.
I'm gonna kick it off. Nobody's beating the clothesline from hell. JBL. And like I said, longest reigning champion in SmackDown history. JBL. Sorry, Youngblood. You weren't ready for this encounter with the longest reigning of wrestling god, John Bradshaw Layfield. And like I said, like the power that JBL, the weight detection, the height, yeah, it's a wrap.
Stu, you know who Mark Youngblood is, I assume. So
I do. He was a fantastic wrestler, but his success was primarily in tag teams. So I gotta go with the Athens, Texas native.
The Texas native. There you go.
Athens, Texas.
Texas native.
Up in Northeast Texas. Up where I'm
looking out for our fellow Texans.
A proud alum of Abilene Christian.
There you go.
And another person who we just got to know at CAC out here in Las Vegas. So, JBL.
I will take JBL too, because if I said that he was going to lose to Mark Youngblood, he'd probably hunt me down and kill me. So
perfect.
So we will take JBL. So round 1 is over. So here were your results with our exciting crew here. Stu Myrick and NJ Holiday, myself, Mark Hoke, on the Mark Hoke Show late night. So Braun Strowman knocks off Greg Valentine, Josh Alexander over Jose Luis Rivera, Rich Swann over Iron Mike Sharp, Kamala in a tight decision beats Kushida, Kurt Angle over The Miz, Hammerstone over Ryback, Thunderbolt Patterson beats Lex Luger, and JBL beats Mark Youngblood. So let's head over to round 2, guys. And another intriguing matchup here on this quarter of the bracket was kind of rough. Braun Strowman takes on Josh Alexander. Big fight here, boy. I'll tell you what, this if you've had Strowman in TNA, that's a main event match. NJ Holiday, who's going to the semifinals? Or maybe they can't settle it. We have a draw or something like that. Braun Strowman and Josh Alexander. What do you think, NJ?
No, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander's got this. He's going to find a way to outwit Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's going to find a way to, like, self-destruct and hurt himself. And then Josh Alexander's going to find a way to hit that ankle lock on him or some other submission on him or hit him with that power driver and then get the 1, 2, 3. He's going to outlast Braun Strowman through cardio, through technician, through wit, through perseverance, through passion. One of the longest reigning TNA champions gets the win on this one.
Now, before I give my selection on this, the reason that I wanted Greg Valentine to face Josh Alexander was because of the Roddy Piper feud and beating on the ear, because I guarantee you if Greg Valentine had seen Josh Alexander wearing his headpiece or headgear, Greg Valentine rips that thing off and is pounding on Josh Alexander's ears
I like that.
for 15 minutes. It's a guarantee, but we didn't get it. You guys disagree with me? So Greg Valentine did not get the chance. I will advance Josh Alexander as well. I think he beats Braun Strowman. Stu, did you have a different opinion on that?
Nope.
There you go.
I agree.
All right.
Unanimous.
I think I say it because I like Braun, but he'll get injured.
That too. That too.
It would be an intriguing match to watch, though, that's for sure. So Josh Alexander goes into the semifinals. Here's another fun one, a similar matchup for Kamala. He got Kushida in round 1. Now he faces Rich Swann in round 2. We have a similar result on this, Stu. What do you think?
Man, this is a tough one.
Because you didn't have Kamala advancing in the first place.
I did not.
So.
I wanted Kushida, but
well, I see why now. You were setting up a nice little card for Rich Swann versus Kushida. That would have been a nice match, but
I would.
You see the fun of this?
And
all the different ways these things could go.
I'm keeping it honest though. If Kamala was in the ring with Kushida, he ain't winning. Sorry.
I think I got to go with Kamala. I
Kamala
don't know why, but I don't know. That's
the weight detection, heavyweight versus cruiserweight. It's gonna be kind of hard for
Rich
Swann to really hit him.
I mean, small men have beaten big men before. That's not exactly a rarity, but I don't know.
But the outside presence that Kamala has too, though.
Well, yeah, that depends. Yeah, if you got
with
Friday
the fireballs,
and you got Akbar or whoever. Yeah, I think I'll have to go with Kamala.
There you go.
And I'm going to agree with you guys. I think that there would be a lot of outside interference, and Kamala will be drawing heat in this tournament. That is for sure.
Oh, without question.
So we will have Kamala going to the semifinals of this one. Next matchup. This would be fun to watch. Kurt Angle taking on Hammerstone.
Yeah, I like that match.
Ooh, boy, oh boy. Man, and you cannot underestimate the agility of Hammerstone along with that power. That's not an easy matchup for Kurt Angle to win. Stu, who gets this one? Who gets the Duke for you on this one? Is it Kurt Angle or Hammerstone?
Man, I'm almost tempted to say double count out. But
that's okay.
I mean, it feels like this should be. You should pick a winner. So, Kurt Angle, Hammerstone. I am going to go with. I'm gonna go Hammerstone. Why not?
Wow, nice.
Hammerstone. I think
NJ Holiday.
I think the power will overcome the skill.
Woo, NJ Holiday, Hammerstone, or Kurt Angle in this quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Olympian, man. Kurt Angle. Yeah, I gotta go with him. Cause like I said, we've seen him overcome. I mean, it's a guy I saw make Hulk Hogan tap out. He made Undertaker tap out for the only time. He made John Cena tap out. You know, he found a way to beat the Big Show in his prime. You know, he beat Brock. He made Brock Lesnar tap out. So that's what I'm comparing it to. Brock versus Hammerstone was just another match of Brock versus Kurt Angle. And we saw what happened with that at SummerSlam 2003. This is an Iron Man match that Brock won. Okay. And then we all know what happened at WrestleMania 19, but Kurt's neck was freaking broken. Let's keep it a buck. So yeah, I got Kurt Angle outwitting or outlasting Hammerstone in a nice 5-star classic, but ultimately Hammerstone taps out to the ankle lock.
Yeah, it's a tough decision too, but I have to say it, guys. I'm breaking the tie, and I'm going with Kurt Angle. I think it would be a fantastic match to watch.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
Yeah,
and I think Hammerstone would show incredibly well, but yeah, I got to go with Kurt on this one. So Kurt Angle is going to advance. Sorry, Stu.
No, it's okay. I get that.
You're supposed to pitch a fit. Like we're wrong.
It's almost midnight here in Austin. It's too late for me to pitch a fit.
Fair enough. All right, last semi or quarterfinal match is Thunderbolt Patterson against JBL.
I like that.
Intriguing matchup there as well.
Yeah.
Stu, Thunderbolt Patterson against JBL. That would be a war.
That'd be a war, but I'm gonna go with Layfield.
Yeah. JBL's gonna cheat with the cabinet, the Basham brothers, just like he did with Booker T. We saw that Survivor Series of 2004. It was him and Booker T at Survivor Series for the WWE title. And then JBL finds a way with the cabinet, you know, with Orlando Jordan getting involved. And
pulling on Orlando Jordan.
Yeah,
nice.
The cabinet and distracting Thunderbolt Patterson. Turns around, clothesline from hell, and JBL advances.
All right, and I'm with JBL on that too. So we're unanimous on that one. So here's now our semifinals. Or just to recap: Josh Alexander beats Braun Strowman. Kamala beats Rich Swann. Kurt Angle over Hammerstone. JBL over Thunderbolt Patterson. First semifinal is Josh Alexander against the Ugandan giant Kamala. Interesting match. Stu, who you got?
I'm going to go Josh Alexander. Kamala is going to fall to a smaller guy. And Josh Alexander's too technically proficient to not win this one. So I'm going to go Josh Alexander.
He ain't that small either, so I agree with you. Josh Alexander, he's the perfect baby face. And then Kamala's going to get tired now. It's a tournament. It's the third match. Yeah, he's exhausted at this point. And Josh Alexander has the cardio and the perseverance to overcome the odds when it comes to Kamala. So, yeah, Josh Alexander advances.
Agreed. Kamala got lucky getting the two cruiserweights along the way, but now he runs into the walking weapon.
Yeah, the walking weapon. Alexander ain't no cruiserweight.
I think Josh Alexander would probably get that match over fairly quickly. So right. Josh Alexander to the final on that one. On the other side of the bracket, two guys that know each other pretty well, Kurt Angle and JBL in a semifinal here. Oh, man, there's a lot of possibilities on this. NJ, who you taking through, or is it going to be the big Texan, or is it going to be the Olympic hero?
Well, I'm a man of the people, so I'm going to set up the ultimate dream match that everybody would like to see in this scenario. So with Josh Alexander advancing on the other side, let's go ahead and put Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle advances, gets past JBL with the help of his own Team Angle, his own fruition. Like I said, now he used Team Angle the first round. This time he's using Mark Jindrak and Luther Reigns to aid him to get to the next round.
He just brought everybody through the time warp.
Yeah. I got Angle. So I want to see that big dream match.
Okay.
Kurt Angle versus the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. Kurt Angle
my
advances.
God. JBL's got some friends too, Stu.
Does he? No. I'm just kidding. Actually, JBL and I have a commonality. We both work with the same play-by-play guy. There's a guy I work with in radio named Lincoln Rose. He is the current radio voice for Austin FC in Major League Soccer, but he worked with JBL calling Abilene Christian games, and I work with Lincoln calling basketball and football.
Oh, wow.
So this means you're choosing who?
I'm gonna choose Kurt Angle. But,
okay. All right. Because the way you would allude to that connection, I'm like, oh shit.
But you know, Layfield, give him a good test.
Oh hell yeah.
He'll have but yeah, I think Kurt Angle will get through.
Yep.
I also selected Kurt Angle as well.
There we go.
Good duel. I mean, those guys battled it out for a while, but when you're looking through this tournament, this is a pretty fun final right here. And I saw this one coming a while ago, and I think that was the one when I drew this up. That was my final right here. It is Josh Alexander against Kurt Angle, and what an amazing match this would be, no doubt about it. NJ Holiday, the walking weapon against the Olympic hero for the first ever Time Machine Tournament Championship. And then they all get to go home. NJ, who is your winner of this tournament?
All right, Stu, let's go ahead and wind the clock back. Let's go ahead and set it up. Let's go ahead and pick the place. Bound for Glory. Let's go ahead and pick the time machine of both eras, both of them in their prime. Let's say this is Josh Alexander from 2021. Or was it 22 when he had the belt?
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark, but yeah.
So we're going to say Josh Alexander from 2022, and then we're going to put the Kurt Angle from 2007, the one that had all the belts. So the one that had the X Division title, the tag team title, and the TNA title. Man, this is going to be a hell of a 45-minute classic. I would just say with the way that it goes, ankle lock for ankle lock, move for move, I'm gonna say, man,
tough one, tough call here.
Yeah, it is. I'm picturing it as it's happening. Towards the end, how would you want the finish to be? I would just go ahead and say,
here it comes, NJ Holiday.
I'm gonna have to go with the Olympian Kurt Angle. Yeah, he outsmarts Josh Alexander. Not basically he can get him with, like, I've seen him do this before. He's won a match. This is a man that is one of the best amateur wrestlers ever graced the squared circle. So with the walking weapon, I feel like they go move for move and they're both busted open, but it's some kind of special, unique pin that Kurt gets him in. I don't know if you remember Kurt Angle, John Cena, 2002, John Cena's first match. And John was giving him everything that he can handle. And then to the point where Kurt had to get him in that weird, like, cradle pin and got the 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna say that's the same scenario here. He can't beat him decisively, can't make him tap out, he can't knock him out decisively for 1, 2, 3. This match goes to the freaking wire, and Kurt just outwits him with a ring technician or a nice little special pin. Gets the 1, 2, 3 over the walking weapon.
Stu Myrick, we got Josh Alexander and Kurt Angle. Who is your winner?
It's gonna go the full 60.
Yeah.
In fact, Josh will have a pin attempt, referee's hand hits 2, and then time limit.
He's calling it.
But wait.
Oh, wait.
Kurt Angle, Josh Alexander, they can't believe it. They're going, hold on. We got to finish this. And they're begging for 5 more minutes. And the crowd's begging for 5 more minutes. And Scott D'Amore comes out and he says, you know what? Let's give him 5 more minutes.
Yeah, I like that.
And then Kurt Angle wins.
Got you.
Wow. I will also take Kurt Angle But boy, that match would be so much fun to watch.
Hell yeah.
I mean, those guys, and I agree, Stu, both of you, that match would be a long, exciting, fantastic match. But yes, I will have to also go with the Olympic hero. So guess what, everybody? The first ever winner of our Pro Wrestling Time Machine tournament is none other than Kurt Angle. Congratulations, Kurt. You're our winner, man.
Yay.
Way to go. But a lot of different ways this could have gone too, guys. I mean, that's part of the fun of how this works. And with the random draws as well. I mean, some pretty crazy first round matchups. But yeah, so Kurt Angle, way to go, Kurt. You're our first big winner. Unbelievable. So there it is. That is the Pro Wrestling Time Machine tournament. We'll be doing that every once in a while. Should be I think people are going to get a kick out of it. So nice booking, guys.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna set that up in the 2K simulator and then we'll get that footage and bring it to you.
Oh, that'd be fun too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'd be all right. And with that, I know we're at the 10 o'clock hour here, so it is late night. I know it's late night for Stu.
Well, it's midnight now in Austin, Texas.
It's midnight, yeah.
Yeah, my man's trying to get some sleep. Mr. Hoke, let's get this thing
work.
going.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. So guys, that is our first ever Mark Hoke Show late night show. We appreciate everybody with us. NJ, where can everybody find you, brother?
You can find me at NJ Holiday on Instagram, at NJ_Holiday on X. I'll call it Twitter. I don't know why the hell, Elon, you need to change about Twitter, but whatever. But Facebook, NJ Holiday. Also find me, Culture Inc. when we're doing shows at Reality Wrestling on CW with Booker T. And also find me as NJ Holiday out here in Las Vegas for Pride Style, Future Stars of Wrestling, Grab House, and Versus. Y'all keep it tight.
And Stu, where can everybody find you, my friend?
All over social media at Stu Myrick, and then check out Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. New episodes drop midweek every week.
All right. And of course, don't forget the Mark Hoke Show will be back on Sunday on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the Talk of Las Vegas, the Odyssey app, and of course, streaming on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I want to thank everybody that joined us today, and we'll look forward to getting these videos up.
And everybody that's watching right now, also, y'all can find me. Mark has a show. I got a show, too, a podcast show called K-Fape Friends out here in Las Vegas. Y'all check it out on YouTube, Spotify. We're doing the damn thing. And I got a streaming channel, too, called Low Kick Gamers. So y'all check me out on Twitch and Kick. So your boy is multi-talented, streaming, podcasting. We doing all the damn thing.
Okay. That's a lot.
We're all busy boys. Yeah. Hey, so thanks for being with us, everybody. We appreciate it. We'll see you, of course, on Sunday and then back here again next Thursday night on the Mark Hoke Show late night edition. Have a great night, everybody.